Hi guys, Robbie46 here, welcoming yourselves to the penultimate round, round 9 of the Supersport League on Ride 2 on the Xbox One. Today we are racing at Imola. Let's go see how this race went as we line up on the grid, ready to get this race started. Only 9 of us today. Nicole not racing for unknown reasons. So here we go. Penultimate round, let's do this. Off the line. It was a pretty average start. Chutney BMX got a good start, as did Moorland on the Kawasaki. And so did My Sweaty Gibbons on the other Kawasaki as he made his way to the front. People all over the place going into the first flip-flop. Currently 4th position. Here, a Yamaha behind us as we go into the second flip-flop. And unfortunately Biker ends up wiping out Chutney BMX. But he did actually slow down to let him back pass. We'll have a look at that from Chutney's perspective and Biker's. So let's look at Chutney's start. So off the line, he got a pretty decent start, but Moorland got a slightly better one on the Kawasaki. So Chutney goes around the outside of me, through into 3rd place. Trying to get second, momentarily into second. And as we go into the second part of this flip-flop, you'll see Biker enter stage right, and down Chutney goes. Like I said, Biker did wait, you see him waiting there, and did allow Chutney back through. So, in 8th place. And then we'll see that from Biker's perspective as well. So here we are with Biker. He's currently in 5th place. There he goes. Up the inside of me, but misjudges it and wipes out Chutney. And then waits for him to come past. And then gets going again. We've also got the first little flip-flop from Mr. Troy as he comes out. Bikes all over the place. Again, you'll see that incident again as he almost went straight into the back of Biker, with Biker waiting. So anyway, back with me now, and we are of course in 3rd place at the moment, waiting to see if I can catch up with these guys. Someone always went into the back of me. I think that was Lord Crisps. We've got a bit of work to do as the 2 Kawasaki's trying to run off into the distance as we close in a little bit on the brakes. I did start to find that the strengths of the Suzuki at this track was definitely the brakes. I was able to close in quite easily on the brakes. Horrible exit out of the chicane that time. Of course, coming out of corners, Kawasaki a bit better on acceleration. Down the hill, getting closing in on the brakes. As we come to the end of lap number 1, into the final chicane for the first time. That's lap number 1 done, but also at the end of lap number 1 with Mr. Troy LA. He was trying to get underneath Lord Crisps as he tries to go around the outside. We've got the chicane coming up. Lord Crisps is on the inside, but Mr. Troilo is on the inside for the chicane, but unfortunately doesn't quite manage it. On the exit, spins up the rear, pulls a bit of a wheelie, and actually loses another place. So down to 6th place. So back with me. And we've got a bit of work to do. Obviously the 2 Kawasaki's in the distance at the moment, but we've got to see if we can try and close in on them. So we did close on Moorland a little bit there. Got a better run out of the flip-flop. Into the hairpin. To get a good run out of here up the hill. Span the rear up a little bit, that didn't help. this horrible corner. If you get it wrong, it's such an evil corner because your rear comes up into the air when you're braking. But with Biker on the start of lap number 2, going into the first flip-flop, you see blunt scooters just completely go straight across the flip-flop. Lost quite a bit of drive, but that would have got him a big penalty as well. And we'll be talking about that a bit more later on in the video. So Biker currently in 7th place with Chutney BMX and Blunt Scooters just behind him. Biker and Chutney been racing quite a bit through this season. They've always seemed to be been together on track, battling. Back with me now, and we're still trying to close in on Moorland still. As we start our ascent uphill. We've got Surfing Kid who's behind us now, but a bit of a gap back to him. Go into the chicane. Looking to get a good drive out. Went on the curb, that didn't help. Spun up the rear again. The thing that I found is that I didn't have much time to do practice for this round, and so I wasn't really expecting a lot going in, and that's why I was making a few little mistakes, but definitely starting to kind of get into it as the race was going on. My Sweaty Gibbons still in the lead, but that lead, as I was about to say, hasn't really grown. But Moorland all over the place. Don't know if we've been drinking, but went in the gravel, then steered himself onto the grass. So we're right with Moorland now into the flip-flop. Of course, we've got to try and pick a good place to try and get past him. See, I knew I was a bit better on the brakes. Coming out of corners, he was a bit better. So just had to do what we could. So we try and stay with him. The curbs on this track are quite evil as well, especially the ones on the inside. They can really throw you about. Or spin up your rear, which is not what you want to be doing. To this horrible corner. Getting it pretty spot on there. Brakes again. Closing in just slightly. Not quite close enough to use the slipstream. Of course, we don't really want to be using it going up the hill into the chicane, as Moorland went very, very deep into there. Put it down in the first gear just to get a slight better drive out. Almost side by side with him, but not quite. This was another corner. I was pretty good on the brakes. Tried to shove up the inside and then realised I was in complete wrong gear. So we ended up losing the place. I was meant to be in second gear, but left it in third a bit too long. Hence why I ran a bit wide. So back down in third place. So we try and get past Moorland through the chicane, but not quite happening. Moorland spun up a little bit on the curb. You see, fourth place is closing in as well. That is Mr. Troyolo, who is closing in on both of us. Of course, when you're battling, if you're exchanging positions, quite often you're going to slow each other down. Of course, this was for the championship between myself and Moorland. Obviously, Nicole is out of it now with not racing. So it's between myself and Moorland. My Sweaty Gibbons, even though he's probably won the most races this season, he didn't race all the races, so he isn't in with the chance of the championship either. Mr. Troyolo is too far behind as well, points wise. So it's just between myself and Moorland. And that is all that matters in this race for the moment. Of course, I needed more than 25 points exiting this round. See what it would be at the end. Right with Moorland. Had to go into the chicane. almost crashed, but not quite. Just managed to stay on. Let's get down the hill. Again, closing on the brakes. Got it in the right gear that time. Person right behind us is Mr. Troyello. He was closing in. Through the final chicane again. Imola going wide again on the curb, spinning up. That Kawasaki picks up its speed pretty quick. To the flip-flop. Try to go up the inside, doesn't quite work. Mr. Troyello is there as we go left past Moorland. Did actually get slightly touched on the rear there, which sent me a little bit deep into the second flip-flop. And we shall see that from Mr. Troyello's perspective in a second as we try and go up the hairpin. And Mr. Troyello had a bit of an incident, but see there, just lightly tapped me, which sent me a bit too deep. And then into the hairpin. He tried to get up the inside of me, but on the exit spun up his rear on the curb, which almost high-sided him. Managed to stay on, but very lucky there. And back with Biker as he tries to have a battle with Lord Crisps. He goes up the inside, goes a bit too deep. And luckily not crashing there, Lord Crisps. He kind of went almost through Biker, but not well, showing Biker the edge of the track there, which was yeah, a little bit out of order. Didn't really give Biker any room, and Biker ended up on the grass. Through the hairpin. Back with me now. So we are trying to, of course, stick with Moorland, and we've, of course, got Mr. Troyello behind us. So lucky not to crash in. My rear went on the grass going into that corner. So lucky that my rear didn't come round. I noticed that this section I was stronger than Moorland out of. I'm going into with the brakes. And the run up the hill. Pretty much just about staying with him as we go into the chicane again. Again, Moorland going very deep. So we've got another good run out. Through the right hander. Moorland comes up the inside but goes wide. So we cut back underneath. Didn't get the best of X's out there as I was on the curb. Moorland comes back past. To the chicane again. That wasn't the best of exits either. So we're on lap number 6 now. We're over halfway through the race. Mr. Troyello is still behind, but a little bit of a gap there for him to try and close up. It's myself and Moorland. I go a bit wide there. Everything kind of tries to settle down a bit. My Sweaty Gibbons off in the distance. Of course, all this battling not helping us stay with him. And I think we all had the pace to battle with My Sweaty Gibbons. Just all the battling we were having, slowing us all down. Again, we close in on Moorland on the brakes. Trying to get a good run up the hill. To the chicane again. Almost pulled a wheelie on the exit, slowed us down a little bit. That allowed Moorland a little bit of breathing space and it allowed Mr. Troyello to close in a little bit. Troilo all over the back of us now. And through he comes. So we're back down to 4th at the moment. Back up to 3rd momentarily. Orlando's got quite a big gap now. So Troilo's through. Got to try and get our heads down and catch Morland back up. Good run out of there. Morland very wide there. So we both start closing in on Morland a little bit. Again, my rear on the grass again, which sent me very, very wide. So again, very lucky not to crash. And, a few mistakes starting to emerge from myself. Or a few more even. We made quite a few in this race. Mainly down to lack of practice. Those two just getting away a little bit as we come to the last sector of lap number 7. So not many laps left. What I could hope for is that Mr. Troilo would catch up with Morland. They would battle a little bit and come back to me. Surfing Kid over 10 seconds behind. Start lap number 8 now. Mr. Troilo is catching Morland by every corner. So he went on the gravel a little bit there. Because I thought, right, let's stop making stupid mistakes. Let's get our head down and see if we can catch him. We are starting to slowly catch him a little bit. So we've got the hairpin. So Troilo is very, very close. So he tries to go up the inside at the double left-hander, but not quite managing it. But he does go up the inside at the double right-hander. As it go up the hill, we've caught in a little bit as well. We'll see that from Mr. Troilo's perspective as he goes underneath with a quick right-hander and then just manages to sneak through the second part up the hill, and he is into 2nd place. Back with me as we get ready to go into the chicane. Both of them didn't go through there that great, and we're almost on the back of Morland. Down the hill. Morland tries to shove up the inside, but forces them both wide, and we're on them. Got the chicane coming out as they both touch again. Morland's in front, but Mr. Troilo gets in front on the brakes. So I get a very crap run through the chicane that time, and Morland pulls a bit of a wheelie as he goes on the curb again. This is of course the penultimate lap now. One more lap to go after this. So we've still got it all to play for. Trying to get back ahead of Mr. Troilo. So we go up the hill. A bit further back with Biker on lap number 8. This is the end of lap number 8. Lord Crisps had a crash into the chicane. So Biker moves up to 6th momentarily as Lord Crisps try to find a way through, and he does. To the braking zone. You see someone lagging a little bit ahead. Biker trying to find a way through on Lord Crisps. To the chicane. Come around and start lap number 9 as Biker pulls a massive wheelie. And you see a dot gaining as Blunt Scooters as he cut the final chicane. And he hit the back of Lord Crisps and then cut the flip-flop as well and really put Biker off there. So, like I said, we'll talk about that at the end as we're back with me on the penultimate lap still. Moorland still not giving up on Mr. Troyolo. As Moorland goes very, very wide. Close in. And in the groove a little bit there, which sent me a bit wide. Go up the hill now. Of course, we've got one more lap to go. Mr. Troyolo had a little bit of a gap. Going wide again, hit the curb. To the braking zone. Closed in on him again. But at this corner, this is kind of where I was losing a bit of time. Not being able to get a good run out of there. Wasn't actually too bad that time. Really close in again on the brakes. Moorland again all over the curb. It is final lap time. Mr. Troyolo had pretty much secured 2nd place. We've got to see if we can get 3rd off of Moorland. Good run through there, and we were alongside him. Getting to the fast left-hander, a bit too hot into there. Moorland comes back underneath. To the hairpin, went a bit wide. Give Moorland a little bit of breathing space. Wide. The hill we go. The final time. I was definitely running out of corners. Moorland just had a tiny gap there, which was just enough as I went in a bit too hot into the chicane. Kawasaki with its acceleration, able to get away. Closing in on the brakes again. Just the final chicane to go. Thought we need to get a good run out of there. Put the brakes on way too late. And unfortunately ended up going across the chicane. Grabbing ourselves a bit of a penalty. But there we go, Mike Sweaty Gibbons ended up winning the race, followed by Mr. Troyolo in 2nd place. Moorland ended up in 3rd. I was 4th. Blunt Scooters, it says 5th, but ignore that because you can see from his penalty that he was over 3 minutes behind. Surfing Kid ends up in 5th. Lord Crisps 6th. Biker 7th. And then Chutney BMX 8th. Blunt Scooters ended up in 9th. However, I am disqualifying him from the race due to the fact that he rode a track which he clearly made up and was pretty much cutting every single chicane throughout the whole race, apart from the first lap. You can see from that penalty, over 3-minute penalty, that's a definite disqualification. So let's go and have a look, see what that's done to the championship now. So I'm at the top and I have a 25-point lead. Moorland is in second, so I have 172 points. Moorland in second with 147. However, he does have that one penalty point, which is minus 5 points. So I do have, in fact, a 30-point lead, which should technically be enough to give myself the title. However, you know, anything can happen in the next race. I know all I've got to do is score points, which is definitely doable and pretty much impossible not to do. But of course, if I ended up getting like 5 penalty points, then it could be a whole different story. But hopefully that won't happen. Nicole not racing. He moves down to 3rd place now with 136. Mr. Troilo moves up to, well, still in 4th, but equal points with 136 as well. My Sweaty Gibbons is still in 5th with 104. He can't get any higher. Surfing Kid 18 is in 6th with 85 points. Morgan, who didn't race either, is in 7th with 72. Chutney BMX 8th with 68. Biker 9th with 59. CA Specialized, who didn't race, in 10th with 50 points. Blunt Scooters, who didn't get any points for this race, in 11th place with 39. Lord Crisps in 12th with 26. Jamie 13th with 13. Team Punk Mofo 14th with 8. 15th I Danny D with 7. 16th is Thoya with 5 points, as is Shuggy in 17th with 5 points. So that is the penultimate round done. Don't forget, guys, the final round, which will be next week, which will be the 20th of March. That race will be at Sugo. Don't forget, I will be live streaming that race, both races, Supersport and Superbike, on my Twitch account. So if you want to watch it live, head over to there, and hope to see you there. Of course, I won't be able to respond to you guys if you type in the chat whilst we're racing, because I'll be too busy concentrating on racing. But I hope to see you there. So next week, I will be live streaming the final race on Twitch. Anyway, guys, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more content. I shall see you guys in the next video. See you.